welcome to Keeping It Not Tied podcast. This is episode number 25. I'm Lamont.
And I'm Shay.
Hey Shay, how's it going?
Good, how's it going, Lamont?
Hey, I won't complain. I thought I could. I won't.
You look so sleepy. Yeah, wake up, baby.
Tired.
Wake up. Got about another hour or so. Then you go to bed.
You know,
Long days.
school is wearing down on me. Virtual school.
Virtual learning. I know.
Yeah, so.
Kudos to the teacher dads and the dads staying at home
And
working.
the moms too.
Yep, and the moms.
All parents in general.
All parents that are at home with their kids while they are learning, doing virtual school, and you still have to work and all that. That's a lot. So kudos to everybody. This is a whole different shift right now in the world, but
Yeah, it's totally a task. Totally a task. And the weird thing is, I guess, school started for our kids last week. And to be honest, last week wasn't really that bad. They had a couple issues, maybe like Monday,
with the system.
Tuesday, small issues, but nothing serious. They was able to do their work fine. Then come this week,
everything
happened. You kind of expect that to happen last week.
Yeah.
But everything
I think because they had
happened
like a system update over the weekend, trying to make some of the stuff better. And when they did their system update, it just...
Yeah, that was partly, I guess, with our middle son, with Titus, him going to middle school, because he was the only one affected. From our kids, it was a county-wide issue, but like Abel wasn't affected. Only Titus was affected. So we had to go to the school twice to get his laptop situation corrected.
3 times.
Was it 3 times?
Because you had to go back the next day too to get it, to go back again.
Yeah, you're right. It was.
Yeah.
3 times. Lost count.
All the days running together.
Right. And then Trice, they started having crazy issues with kindergarten where everybody was getting kicked out. They're using Microsoft Teams. I think we got kicked out on Monday probably 12 times.
Yeah. And in the morning when I was locking him in, I was getting kicked out.
Then the teachers was having technical issues, trying to play a video and only the video was showing, there was no audio, and then the reverse, only audio, no picture. It was madness. So
and then they're trying to keep the kids engaged and being still. And shout out to the teachers, because I know it's different and it's difficult, and especially the teachers that also have children. I came in contact with one this week, so it's it's a lot. I mean, it's a big adjustment. I just think some things we start to take for granted. Like we're happy that they are trying to keep our kids healthy with all this happening. So I get, I understand that that's the number one thing. Just making sure everybody's healthy and in good health. But it's a task. It's a lot.
Kindergartners though. You see some stuff.
And she was telling me, she said, y'all don't have to show me your animals. It's okay. I know you may have some pets. She said she saw a dog or something across. Somebody was on their dog the other day. Their pet. So she was like, it's okay. She's like, and then little girl, just a slip, when she had her crayon, she said, I see your crayons. You can put your crayons down. It's not arts and crafts right now. I was like, good God.
Oh, this one little girl, she drew on her whole face. She had a black marker.
A marker, it was John.
She was going over her eyebrows. She was doing it on her face like this. She had a red one. She did like her lips red.
So she looking at herself in the camera and doing all that stuff.
All with markers.
Her mama was like, what in the world? Or daddy.
Because Trice said, Dad, look at this girl. She colored on herself. She colored on her face. I'm like, what? Now I looked at her and I just saw the bright color sticking out. I'm like, she is coloring on. Then Titus started looking, Abel started looking. I'm like, oh my God, she really coloring on herself like that. Next thing you know, she was gone for like 20 minutes.
I know her
mama saw it and they cleaned her up. But these kids is wild. Trice, he don't like trying the patience or getting them to pay attention, because it's hard for kids just to sit still and listen. If I take my eye off of him,
he doing something.
He got his head down. He got his little eraser for his dry erase board. He's throwing it up in the air. He's throwing
That's why I was on the floor. Why is this on the floor?
A couple of times he got on the floor and just laid down on the floor. I'm like, what are you doing?
they don't know how to be still. Like they can't be still.
Don't.
It's hard.
It's hard.
It's hard. I mean, I can't. I mean, they're 5-year-olds.
I
Like
be doing
I
the
get
same
it.
thing.
Yeah.
I was that age, so.
It's like you try to be patient, and your patience has been tested because you're the one. You have none. So your patience has been really tested. This is really a big test for you. This whole ordeal, but you hanging in there though.
Still alive.
Well, I'm about to say you hanging in there. I've been trying to I make lunch, so
I appreciate
I'm
that.
trying to make it easier. So I make lunch for all of them. I was thinking have lunch. Matter of fact, I need to make it for tomorrow. I might do something quick, like some sandwiches or something like that. But I just trying to do that so they'll know what they don't have to be trying to figure out what to eat. So I've been trying to do that, but. This is different. This is a whole.
Just wondering how long it's gonna last.
I know. I just hope they don't rush everything because that'll be a whole issue too. And flu season's coming up, so I think they're trying to kind of pace it with flu season, which is smart because that's about to come through like a flood.
Yeah.
For real.
Then we got a long ways to go before we out of the woods.
And just make sure that we all take care of ourselves. So I just wanted to say that as well because we all are so mentally drained right now. I don't think anybody in the world, of course, has gone through anything like this for months. And we thought by now the world will be open back up. We'll be outside. So we had to, I know we haven't did the podcast for a couple of weeks, but we just had to kind of readjust and kind of refocus and remove ourselves and just kind of spend like some family time. We had to take us a little a getaway moment with just us, and it was good, different, just a change of environment. So that was a good reset for us. We can't really go back to school going in, but
right.
It was a good little reset that we had to do. This for us, for our family, just this what we kind of needed.
Yeah.
And I think if we didn't do that, it would have been really, really bad. It was a good little, pull away from
scenery.
Yeah.
Got a chance to relax a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing about when you try to go away or go on vacation, you always doing stuff even while you're on vacation, so you don't never really get a chance to rest.
Be still and really, yeah.
So we had an opportunity to kind of just chill out and just kind of enjoy being away.
Yeah.
And
we each other too. It was good, yeah.
Yeah.
And try to do it safe. So that was a good little reset for us. We all needed that. Lord knows.
Most definitely.
Trice come up. He was like, I want to go to the Bahamas. I was like, what?
I said, tell them we're going next week.
We're going right. It was at the Bahamas. I was like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how you heard about the Bahamas before, but I guess.
Right.
I don't know.
All right, so let's jump into some
topics.
I had one thing that was kind of on my list for a while, and we never, I guess I always forgot to bring it up, or we start talking about different stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I know we never spoke about that Meg Thee Stallion, Tory Lanez situation.
Oh.
What did you think about that? Your initial thoughts on that situation? I'm going to take this somewhere else afterwards, but just want to know your initial thoughts.
Well, initially, when all of it had went down, like you didn't really know the ins and outs of everything, I thought, I didn't know what happened. Because, it's social media is we
still don't really know.
And we still don't know the true thing, but when they said he got in trouble or he was arrested, and I was like, oh, well, he must have shot her. But then I'm like, but she didn't really say anything.
Right.
So I mean, it wasn't really oh, okay, whatever. Because people, stuff be happening all the time. Like, at this point, you're just like, oh, okay. Like, nothing will surprise you.
People get shot every day, B.
Right. But then, on the other hand, now it's like this whole big thing because she basically, said something about what happened.
Right.
And I never think it's okay to shoot somebody, off of either anger or, an argument or whatever, if that's what transpired. Right. Now, if it's an accident, okay. But if it's you meant to do it, then I think that's the issue. If you're not trying to protect yourself, somebody roll up on you, but a man to shoot a woman,
that's odd.
That's what? That she would have shot him. Oh, okay, he must have tried to run up on her, trying to defend yourself or anything, either way, it's crazy.
It probably was an accident.
But I think, I mean, I hope it wasn't intentional, but I don't know because of how she was so angry, I guess, or how people like you got to protect women, and like this whole thing spilled out of it. So I'm just trying to figure out what exactly happened, because I really don't be paying attention to stuff like I should.
Well, that ain't nothing really worthwhile necessarily gotta pay attention to.
But he kind of got low because he was like real popping a lot. He ain't say nothing.
He still ain't said nothing.
I was gonna say that he maybe legally he can't say anything.
He could probably say something, but
he can't say nothing legally.
But how
His
would it be
lawyer
legal?
probably tell him not to say anything.
But no,
But
they
people
haven't
him.
they haven't come after him for that. I mean,
so I thought he was arrested for it though.
I think they let him go. He was arrested for having a gun, so he had possession of the gun.
Oh, so
but
it wasn't for him necessarily shooting her.
Right. So
the
that's why she said I
culture
should
is on an
have
all-time
pressed charges
high.
against you or whatever. But she was just trying to protect him still after the situation even happened.
So you must have had a thing going on. I know she was with him quite a bit. You know how people trying to act like it's like cool. You think they probably had something up maybe?
I heard something the other day where they said, and I know I'm gonna get this wrong because I wasn't paying that much attention. I just kind of heard something real quick where they were saying that he was messing with her friend. He was messing with her friend, I guess, first, and then her friend had left, maybe went out of town, and him and Meg started kicking it, and then Meg started messing with him, and that's why they said, like in the car, all of them was arguing because maybe the girl somehow
found out or something happened. Okay.
And they got into a big hot argument. And it's supposed to be like Meg's best friend. Because everybody's like, well, why is Meg's best friend not speaking up? She was a person there with them in a car.
But she made a statement though.
Did she?
She said, I think after Meg said something like, after she kind of, what they said, like, actually said what happened, like, yeah, he shot me. I think she put something out, but I don't know in reference to what, but I think she did something. Vague. It wasn't like, it wasn't putting her in the wrong or, saying nobody. Yeah.
She's kind of like in the middle. So, I don't know exactly. But I guess what I was leading to is, because it's definitely some messed up situation, and I would love to hear Tory's side, just to kind of have a better understanding, because it's just leading everybody to really assume. Yeah. And it's so ridiculous. It doesn't make sense for a man to shoot a woman. Like, you a popping artist. She's a popping artist. How in the world did something like that even happen? Was it an accident?
That's what I'm saying. If it was an accident, but she seemed like she was angry though, and then everybody came out this whole protect black women at all. Like we gotta protect. And the cancel culture is like on fire, so they canceling him and all this.
You gotta speak up and say.
So he hasn't said anything.
He hasn't said anything. But one of the stories that came out too was, of course, that she was beating him up. I think that was the first story that came out. They were saying
I did hear that.
I guess Kylie was there. He was super flirtatious with Kylie. Meg got mad. He was flirting with Kylie.
And she beat him up.
So they started fussing in the car. She put hands on him.
Oh, and he probably trying to protect himself.
But even that's still crazy.
Yeah.
You can go as far as shooting it, even if that was the scenario. But it just made me think, like, okay, if you ask anybody, is it right for a man to put his hands on a woman? Everybody going to, of course, say no.
No.
But when is it ever a good scenario for a man to
defend himself,
to protect himself?
If you are in an abusive relationship, if you are in a situation, either way.
And what should you do? I would like to hear it from a woman. Like, okay, if a man is getting beat up, if a man has to protect himself, what is a man supposed to do? What can he do if he can't hit the woman or he can't strike a woman? What can he do?
Because you're shown that you have to respect the women. You can't put your hand on the, you can't put your hand on them like the best thing. I mean, it depends on the relationship, but you either got to get out of it because you don't want to be beat up. But no, I'm talking
about a specific situation.
Like if something were to pop off, like what has he?
What can a man do?
He got to try to restrain her.
How?
Hold her. I would never say it's a difference to me. Like if a woman's swinging and fighting, like hold her. I wouldn't say like just straight like punch her, like beat her down or kicking her, slapping her around. You know what I'm saying? Because 9 times out of 10, like if a man or woman's fighting, the man has more power a lot of times.
I think Meg got more power than Tory.
I think she do too. She kind of thick girl, and he a little guy.
Right, heavy-handed
so,
too.
Right, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, if you can try to restrain her with your strength, like if you're feeling, but I think too, like if you're feeling like you're getting beat up, you know what I'm saying, that she's getting the best of you, you can't, I would never say shoot him, but you got to, like you have to do something as far as restraining or call the police. Like, I hate to say it, but if you're in a situation, if you're in a situation where like, because you hear a lot of times where some women are abusive to their husbands and to men, to their other significant other. So they have to. You see, the cops are getting called on for domestic stuff situations, and it's toxic. Like if you see yourself to that point where you guys are fighting, that's toxic. You need to get out of that. I think as far as abuse, there's no way to kind of reverse that, because that's some kind of like, you can't come back from that. Like if it's like a one-time thing, or I just think domestic violence and abuse, I think it's like a constant thing. Like it's a pattern. It's hard for somebody got a pattern like that and to not be able to control their anger like that. Cause some people get beat up all the time.
So it happens more than once, you think?
I think so. Or you can see it. You know what I'm saying? You can tell this person crazy. They may hit me, or she may hit him. You can kind of see it. And that might have been the one time that if that's the situation, that she jumped on him, and he didn't know what to do, because it probably never happened before either. Because I think a lot of times people react like with shock, like they don't know what to do. You know what I'm saying? As far as reacting, like you try to stay calm and say what you would do in this situation, but you just never know what you would do until you're actually in that situation. Like you can say, "Oh, I'll do this," but then you don't necessarily know what you're gonna do. You know what I'm saying?
Right, that's true. Yeah, I believe, but in that situation, for him to go as far as shooting, I believe there had to be probably some drugs involved. He was probably intoxicated.
You think he was high?
Might have been
drunk
high.
Or something?
Could have been on some coke.
Who knows?
His mind was affected to even cause that. But it's just something I just kind of want to hear the perspective from a woman in terms of a man defending himself, because we hear a lot about it, but it's always wrong for a man to put his hands on a woman. So it's like, okay, what can a man do in that situation? So, and
like, how can you take, like, I guess people, the abuse or something like that, like some people just take it, you know what I'm saying?
People have different upbringings. People have, some people feel like that's love. Some people seen it and it's normal. I heard people say that, I saw my dad and my mom, they fought all the time.
And I thought it would,
They think it's normal, and it's not until you get around people and you see what real love is, or what it is for people to really care for each other, till you see that different side, to really know that, okay, this is toxic, this ain't right, this shouldn't be happening.
What do you feel like if that is happening, like abuse, right? Do you feel like a man can change like how he treats his woman? Like if there's an epiphany, like something happened, like wait a minute, like self-defense. I know a situation, I think we talked about this a few weeks ago, about where like I knew somebody that was getting abused, and then they shot the man. They shot him because they kept getting beat. Right. They shot him, and so now after he got shot, I guess he was like, oh shoot, like she shot me, so now like he may not abuse her no more, because she done shot me, like I ain't about to put my hands on her no more, because she had to defend herself. You see what I'm saying? So if that's the case, do you think it's continual, or do you think like, okay, that scared him, so he shouldn't do it no more?
It definitely has to be a change of behavior. And like I always say, a person going to do what you allow them to do. So if somebody's putting their hands on you and you're not
letting them do
it, then they're going to continue to do it. But if you do something to show that this ain't cool, like if you call the police, I don't even want to say call the police. I don't like saying call the police.
No, right now it's so scary to even call the police. We don't know what's going to happen.
Protect us. And to me, that calling the police is a last resort. Calling the police is saying that you're done with the person. You're done with the relationship. You can't call the police on somebody and then go back to them. That really doesn't make sense to me. Like I would be mad if I got to lay in the bed next to you, or you come back in the house. You didn't call the police on me. You didn't call the police on me.
But then why did she call the police on him?
And now we got to go to court for this and all that kind of stuff. So,
but she called the police on him for a reason. I think if you feel like if she did call the police on somebody,
but I'm saying it would have to be done. That
like I'm done with it. Yeah. That's what you're saying.
But if you can call the police and then go back to him, what's the point?
Yeah,
I don't
that's what you're saying.
Get that, but it has to be that changed behavior. Yeah, you can fight back. You can hit him upside the head with a pan. You can do whatever. Like the situation, so you can shoot him, and he realizes, oh, okay, I'm not going to do this no more because there's consequences to it. People always fear consequences. In that same scenario you talked about the brothers going over there and the brothers putting some fear in the man as well. So
if you got that,
so you know, like, okay, I messed up.
Let me relax.
Let me chill.
Did I ever tell you about? I think we had a story. Because it's transparency. My mom, she had gotten married at a young age. She was like 18, 19. And she moved. She was in the military and she moved to Japan with her husband. So she moved to Japan with her husband. And he never like had signs of like abuse. Like she didn't see it.
She got married at 18, 19?
She was like young. Yeah. So she moved over to Japan and with him. And what happened is he tried to like, he came home drunk one night and tried to like beat on my mom. And I don't know if y'all, some of y'all may know, my mom is crazy. Okay? Crazy.
Girl, they gonna play
so she had took a hammer and she beat him with a hammer, like beat him down. Beat him with a hammer to like unconscious, like beat him with a hammer. So she felt bad. My mom got him in the car, drove him to the hospital, to the emergency room, and she threw him out the car and left. And she never looked back. And she called, she told me the story like before, she called her dad, and she said when she called her dad, she was like, he hit me, he put his hands on me. And my granddad responded with, is he still alive? Did you kill him? Because they know my mom is like off the chain. And she said, no, I almost did though, but I took him to the emergency room. So he said, you need to come home. And then she came back to the States. But like, people, like you said, if people think they can kind of get, but then he was intoxicated. And she said she never seen him like that drunk and stuff before, as far as doing that. But it's like. But
he put his hands on her before?
He never put his hands on her before. That was the
first
time.
One time and she beat him with a hammer?
And she beat him with a hammer.
God, dog. He didn't get a second chance.
He didn't get it. She wasn't going to have that. Yep. Gosh. But he was drunk. Yep.
He didn't know what he was doing.
No, I'm like, you really did it with my mama? My mama is crazy. She don't play them games.
Yikes.
Yeah. That's crazy.
That is crazy.
I had somebody get that angry, So where they just...
She was waiting for that moment. He did some other stuff before that. She was waiting for that.
She's like, I already know I'm about to let him have it.
This is it.
Yeah. I said, girl, she out the chain. Yes. So, you had something else?
No, what you got?
So, I seen this thing. Well, it's funny because I thought about this before and then I forgot because I don't be writing my stuff down. So I was like, oh, I thought about it again. And then I saw this show I was watching and it came up again. So, do you think, as far as, because I know, like, with a lot of us African American women, we like to kind of switch our hair up, switch our hairstyle up a lot. Do you think the man has a say so in how his wife does her hair? Like hairstyles? Do you think a man, like the husband, has a say so in the hairstyle?
No. I mean, like you always ask me.
So if I didn't ask you, if I just... So, like, how my hair looks, it don't matter how my hair looks to you. Like, you don't care if I did something drastic.
I have a preference.
What's your preference?
Like you know me. Like, I never like the weaves. I don't like wigs. Yeah. I don't like none of that. I can say I don't like it. I just... You
don't like it?
I don't prefer that. I just don't prefer that. And I like natural hair. I like the look of just natural hair. And but I mean, there's times you get certain things. I'm like, okay, that looks nice or whatever. It's fine. But it's just, I don't know. It's just a preference of mine. So I feel like it's good to always like to ask.
consult with your spouse first before you do
to
anything
get their
drastic.
opinion. But at the end of the day, that's your decision. I don't think I'm never gonna tell you not to do nothing. You can ask me my opinion, I'm gonna tell you. But I don't think if that's really what you want to do at the end of the day, that's kind of up to you. I can understand a man being disappointed or being upset if his woman got a hairstyle that he don't like, because at the end of the day, that's his partner that he has to go out with, and he might not want to go out with you
because he may not look like how you look with your hair.
Right? But then you got to put the shoe on the other foot, like not just hair. Let's talk about like appearance in general.
Well, yeah.
Right?
Outfits or clothes
Outfits.
or something.
Like you say something to me, why you got that tank top on? Where you going with that?
Why you got your arms out?
Why you got your arms out? Like you can say that. I don't really care.
I be
Like a lot of times, like, well, I don't know if you joking or if you serious, but if this is what I'm gonna wear,
I
I'm
have
gonna
a
wear
whole
it.
attitude with the way you had them arms out. Why you got your arms out for? Like for what?
And for what? So
I do be having, but you would say that too. I think as far as like certain clothes or something, like you don't like me wearing certain clothes.
I don't have a problem with anything
You have. Oh no, you didn't.
A lot of times, I may say things.
If we
to
go
you,
somewhere,
I may
you
say
like,
things to you.
babe.
may be
If I have
joking.
my chest out, so babe, like you can't be wearing that out
I
now.
never said you can't. I might say, oh,
What you say?
I might say, you got your legs out, don't you? Oh, that shirt see through.
Or my chest out. If I have a shirt with my chest out, what would you say?
What?
You wouldn't say nothing.
Chest out.
Like cleavage showing, you wouldn't say nothing if I had cleavage out.
I would have to see it.
This what you.
I would have to see it.
And then I put it on. What you say?
Cause I've never said anything about your cleavage before.
Okay.
I have.
Okay.
I haven't.
Like, but you gonna wear that?
That's something you might would say.
But you want your person to look a certain way. So
I believe you pretty.
But some people, like some people dress their significant other like some people just don't have a sense of style, like or
That's
how
true.
they, you know what I'm saying. So they trying to like help them to to get in the mix. Some people it's just not their thing. They don't really care about clothes or how they look,
And they buy their partner clothes.
And they buy them
because they want
clothes,
them
to look a certain way. They'll
Right.
buy their clothes for them.
Right. So that's kind of different. In that situation, because the person don't really care, they're open to whatever.
So,
That
like,
person,
hey,
that
help
spouse
me
bought them
out.
something, they'll just wear it. Like, okay, cool. That's what you want me to wear. But I don't have to wear it. Like,
What about you?
I couldn't
Sue?
pick out no clothes for you. There's
You don't think you may do like a t-shirt or something, you know what I'm saying? Well, yeah, you do. If I say I want something, you bought me clothes before. Like if I say I want something like an Adidas fit or something, like if it's athletic wear,
yeah, that's different.
you
Athletic
buy
wear,
that all
sports.
day.
Yeah.
Athletic wear shoes, like all my sneakers, I do not buy my sneakers. Lamont buys all my sneakers. So like I may say, oh, I like these or these may be cute or something. Or it's half the time I don't even be like really thinking about shoes. And that's one thing like I love about him. He'll just be like, oh, I'm like, what is this? Oh, babe, I got you some new sneakers. Like, that's just his thing. Like, he buys everybody in the house sneakers. That's Lamont's thing. He loves shoes, sneakers. That's his thing. Like, some people just have their thing they like, and he loves sneakers. So he'll buy all of us sneakers. I never buy sneakers. Like, I can actually say I never buy them because I never do.
But I couldn't
Never.
buy you like no dress. I
Yeah,
couldn't
you
buy you
couldn't,
a
yeah.
top. Couldn't buy you no bottom.
No, just athletic wear and sneakers. And
I remember a
that's it.
few times back in the day when we would go to the mall, just back in Greensboro, and we'd be looking at some shoes, going 9 West
Oh, yeah,
or
you were
something.
like,
I'm like, these
you
nice.
like-
You like,
I don't like those.
I'm like, well, I know I'll never
Yeah,
buy
he
you no
still buy
shoes.
my heels. Ever buy heels for me.
'Cause I just don't know.
Well, he'll
Something
buy
look
me like
nice to
some
me.
boots or something, but you will never buy me like heels or sandals
I'll
or
buy you
nothing.
some Timberlands.
Yeah, he'll buy me stuff like that or some Air Maxes or something. But do you rather see me like dress down or dress up? What's your like favorite?
Dress down or dress up? Mm-hmm. I don't know.
You don't know.
There is like
You can switch it up. You know how some females can switch it up. You know, like
you switch it up, but I don't think you don't never get too dolled up. I think with women, y'all got a good.
too dolled up. I really don't, because
But-
some
but-
people be extra.
It's
I'm not
easy
that
for
extra
women.
like that.
Whereas, cause y'all can just throw on some jeans and a nice
You
top
always say
and
that.
some heels and be good to go. Like you can wear the same thing you wear the the work you can wear to church, or you can, you know what I mean?
Like you can switch it up.
You can switch it up, and it's easy. It almost with women, the footwear dictates the outfit. Yeah. The outfit. You can wear jeans and some sandals, jeans and some slides. You wear jeans and some heels, and them heels just make it look totally different.
Then the
switch up the top,
the flats.
So it's easy really for y'all women, man. Y'all women, it's diverse.
I think it's easy for guys too. I mean, I don't know, cause y'all ain't really too much you can really do. You know what I'm saying?
It's easy.
Like if we going somewhere back in the day when outside was open, and if we going on a hot date, what would you wear?
It depends on where we're going. If we're gonna go to a nice restaurant, I might put on some.
You
most
put on
time with
some jeans.
Yeah, I might with a short sleeve button up. I might put some slides on.
Not slides. Be like specific.
Some nice Scooby Doo's type.
Yeah, not those. Because when you say slide, I'm thinking like Nike slide, like a slide. Baby. Not that I know what you mean.
Nike slide and a button up.
No, but I know what you mean. But some people, if you say slide, you got to be specific with that, baby. That ain't no.
I said we're going to a nice restaurant.
Some people might be like, slide. Yeah, what you call them, Scooby? What they call like loafers? Are they loafers?
Some nice loafers.
Okay, he calls them Scooby Doos. I don't know where you get that from.
Jay-Z said that.
I was gonna say, I was wondering along the song. He always say Scooby Doos. I'm like, okay, he get some loafers.
I ain't said Scooby Doos in a long time though. I couldn't think of the word, but loafers is the word.
Loafers is the word for those, like the little,
Then you going somewhere different, be relaxed. Put on some tennis shoes or something. Put on some boots.
Your boot game be on point.
Yeah,
but it be hard on, of course, the summertime. But wintertime, your boot game be on point.
The ankle boots.
Some ankle boots. Yeah. You remember back in the days to be like the Durangos. What are the Durangos everybody was wearing? The
Durango boots. Durangos.
I know you never had them, but it was
KG
like the
had
boots.
The Durangos.
He had some Durangos. Those used to be the boots back in the day.
He wore Durangos to the prom.
He did. Mm-hmm. I love it. And what was some other ones on Wallaby? You remember the Wallabies boots?
Oh, I had the Wallabies.
You had the Wallabies. Those were the casual boots.
With the gum sole on them. Yeah.
Them good old Wallabies.
Wallabies was bulky, boy.
They were. That big old top, like that thick at the top.
Cause we ain't tie our shoes tight, so they used to
be flapping.
It's
funny.
And the gum started wearing off on the bottom. Wallabies.
I never had any of those either. A lot of times, like, I used to be one of them people when, like, everybody had, like, some stuff was, like, oversaturated back in the day. I would never want it. I'm like, everybody, like, whenever Saucony's was big, I didn't want those because everybody had Saucony's. Yeah. You know, like, stuff like that, I'm like, I don't want that. Everybody got
it.
I was just one of them kids. I'm like, I don't want that.
The only time I got into that with the New Balances, they were super cheap. They had a pair of the gray ones and a pair of blue ones.
And the navy.
It was like 2 for $50 or something. 2 for $60. They were cheap. I'm gonna get these New Balances. I was in college too. I'm gonna get these New Balances.
I always wear something else.
Yeah.
That is funny. But I did back in the day. I was talking about. You remember you talking about Reeboks? I was little, like elementary school, and you remember they had the patent leathers came out. Them Reeboks, and everybody was wearing. They had like red, blue, white, all the different colors. It was back in the day.
Double strap up top.
Mm-hmm. But I had wanted to get the low top. Everybody had the high top ones. Like I would like do stuff like that. Yeah. But I remember those back in the day. Those would be popping too.
Reebok had a good little moment. The Reeboks with the clear sole.
Oh yeah, that was a couple of years ago on it. You talking about? You mean back in the day? But Reeboks came. Well, you got you some Reeboks.
What Reeboks I got?
And I'm like, Lamont, don't be wearing no Reeboks. You got the Reeboks.
Oh, you talking about the classics?
Yeah. He got them classics.
They
last year. We got them last year, didn't you?
No, it was about 3 years ago.
3 years ago? Well, yeah, it was a while ago. But that's one thing I love about like Lamont. He don't really care. Like he'll just, like if you like something, you're gonna wear it. Like you don't really care like what people say. Like, and I think people were so hard on name brands and stuff. I don't really be so stuck on name brands all the time. Like I think certain clothes have good quality. Mm-hmm. Like as far as like polos or something like that. Like the boys that have polos, we can have polos from like Abel was little. Like he 13. He about to be 13 next month. And it's like some of them, it's like good. Some of those clothes are like good quality stuff.
Polo
like,
never go out of style.
It don't never go out of style, and it's good quality. Like we had so many clothes because my mom, we were big on polo. My mom bought like a slew of polo, like shorts, pants, polo, like like everything. So we still have some of that stuff. Like Chucks can actually probably wear some of that stuff now, like growing up, like getting like older. But our kids have this thing. They don't like collars on their shirt.
They don't like collars. They don't like buttons.
Don't like buttons or collars. It's got to be a t-shirt. It's just like a whole chill thing.
They only like jeans.
They don't like jeans. Joggers. Tress was like, I do not. They are not cool. Joggers and basketball shorts. Like, how do you get kids out of that? It's hard to get them out of that stuff. Will they ever get out of that?
I think they will.
I'm like, okay, maybe when they start kind of seeing, like, thinking about how they feel.
When I look at Abel now,
Abel be fly. Abel gonna have like a little bit of style.
He's starting to care. He's in 7th grade now. He's starting to care a little.
Abel got a little swag to him. You know, he gonna have a little. You will always say like Abel gonna have some style to him, man. He gonna be like a different kid. He gonna be just wearing whatever he want to wear. And I think that's like he loves like hoodies, like
his shoes. He's starting to keep his shoes
he likes sneakers
clean now. Like
what shoe he ain't been able to go nowhere?
I know, but even last year, look at them shoes that we bought last year. Those Air Maxes, the white, orange, and blue ones.
Oh yeah, those are fly.
They're still clean. Like he wore them the whole school year. There.
Oh, he did.
Still clean. He probably can't even wear them.
He probably wants some more.
But he's starting to. He's getting there now. I think by myself. I don't think I was really thinking about.
I thought you always was keep your shoes clean. You never always keep your shoes clean?
Yeah, I definitely kept my shoes clean. But I'm trying to think like what age. It probably like around 8th grade is when I started.
Okay. Cause you big on sneakers. I'm like, I know you kept your shoes. And some kids are like that now. Right. Like they keep their stuff clean. They shoes, they switch out their PE shoes and all that.
I think whenever I started to pick out my shoes, I think.
Oh, when you actually had to pick them out.
I think when I started picking out my shoes,
we didn't let you pick out your shoes.
7th grade.
She probably had you wearing so everything, didn't you?
I think 7th grade is when I started asking.
Asking, can you have certain shoes?
I'm like, Mom, can I get it was Air Forces.
Oh,
Mom,
yeah.
Can I get these Air Forces? She'd be like, layaway. I'm like, oh my God, layaway. Layaway.
Air Forces got a run coming back now, Pooh.
Layaway for 8-9 months. I don't even want them by the time they come
They
out.
out of style. Yeah. By the time I come back around, that is funny to me.
I used to hate that.
That is so funny.
I think my first pair, it was a pair of white and red Air Force Ones. And that's probably the first pair of shoes.
That you was exclusive. Like,
you know what? I take that back. Because she got me a pair of Patrick Ewings. I had to beg for Patrick Ewing. I was in the 4th grade then. Cause KG got some and I got some.
Oh, you was like, hey. Oh, she got you some of
those? I think they weren't that expensive. They might be like $70-something, but that probably like
back in the day. That's expensive.
That was expensive.
Yeah, that's expensive for back in the day.
For me like to get those, cause she was trying to give me LA Gears. She was trying to buy me penny loafers. Like, we can wear these to school. Like, you need penny loafers to school.
some basketball shorts on, some penny loafers.
Right, some loafers on. You can wear these to school. Like, Mom, I'm not wearing those loafers.
Ooh,
and really, funny. You don't know the difference when you're in 3rd, 4th grade.
Ooh, that is so funny.
But, crazy.
Had you go to school like that?
Looking crazy. Wanted me to be a deacon.
Yeah.
In 3rd grade.
Yeah, we want you to look a certain way. Probably have your shirt tucked in and stuff. That is so
but back to your original question. So, what's your thoughts on that?
What was my question? Oh, about hair.
Yeah,
I always think because I think it's a change of your appearance. You know what I'm saying? So I'll say something like, "Babe, I want to like when I cut my hair." Like to me, it was a big deal because my hair was like out to here. I had a lot of hair on my head, so for me to cut my hair, I was like, "Oh shoot, this is a big deal because I have all this freaking hair, and now I want to cut my hair." And you were like, "Well, go ahead," because I think because I keep saying it because I be like, let me get in his ear. And you get to the point, I know you so well, you be like, well, just go ahead and do it, babe. You keep talking about it, just do it. And that's my way of like getting you kind of reeled in a little bit because I always like, I say it to kind of keep like.
But you don't reel me in. I don't care in the first place.
But you push me, you be like, just go ahead and go do it. Just go do it. So then when I cut my hair, like, but you liked it though. You was like, that's fly. But I think one time whenever because I used to always you must always get like color like hair like bright colors, and you was like, babe, you're a mom now, you can't be having all them bright colors. You remember you said that to me when I had Abel? He was like, babe, you're a mom now, you can't have all them bright colors. I was like, oh, okay. My hair was like red and orange whenever I got pregnant.
You want to like blue, you want to get a different color that time.
I don't know what color I wanted, but then I went back to like black. Like I let it grow out, and I may have had like I had blonde and stuff like that, but now I just being real good. But I only had let one person color my hair, and she's in North Carolina, so just that's done with for that.
But you can't do a lot of that stuff trying to be in the corporate world anyway.
Yeah, you got to be careful, and that's the thing. That's tough though, but you have to be careful with that.
There's some
I think
new
it's now
law
a little bit more,
or rule or something where they're not supposed to discriminate.
Yeah, but they do.
You, but they gonna still do it anyway.
They look at it and they see and they do. They do.
They do.
But some people hair, like I guess it just depends on how they carry themselves and how they wear it. But some people have color, but I think it just depends on the color. It has to be
subtle. It can't be bright.
I remember one time I had when I first started my job, I had did like a hair show and I didn't know that they were going. I would do hair shows, like be a model, so I could get like a free hairdo. And then, I don't know if you remember that time, but she had color my hair. It was like super bright. It was like red blonde.
Was that the time? That's when I recorded. I went with you.
Is that the time?
In Atlanta?
Yeah. Okay. And it was super. And so I went back to work like that Monday. No, that Tuesday. I had went to work. And they were all like, oh. And so one lady, she said, well, it's not that bad. It just depends on how you fix it. She said, but if any of the big wigs come, girl, you're going to have to do something else. Because it was really bright. Right. So I had like, try to like wear it certain ways, to let the color go out a little bit more. So I would like swoop it over to the side, kind of hide it a little bit. But yeah.
So if I told you I don't want you to get a hairstyle, would you completely just say, okay, I'm not going to get it?
Probably not. I was probably still getting it. Depends on what it is.
So what's the point of asking me then?
Because I want to see like how you feel about it. Because you'll tell me if you don't like something, Like if I say I'm going to cut all my hair off, I'm going to be bald head, I want a regular.
But you'll show me a picture. You'll be like, oh, baby, look at this. This is nice, right? If I'm like, nah.
Then I probably wouldn't get it.
You're not going to get it?
I probably wouldn't get it. If you don't like it. Because I think I showed you something before. You was like, you didn't like it.
You've been talking for the past 3-4 weeks about some sort of hairstyle you want. And I felt like, baby, I don't want you to get that.
I'll be sad because we don't talk about this.
I'm saying, but you.
But yeah, I'll see if you like it.
But if I'm telling you right now that I don't want you to get it,
then I probably wouldn't get it.
Okay.
So I'm like, if he ain't gonna like it, then because I would want you. I think I would like your opinion as to how what I'm saying, how my hair. But it's like, I don't know. But I think you know enough. I ain't gonna be out here looking foolish with my hair.
It's not about looking foolish.
And then sometimes you may not like a hairstyle I have.
It's a style. Might not like
you sure? You probably haven't liked some of the hairstyles I have, but you just kind of dealt with it.
Okay.
Cause you don't like weave. I got a sew in one time. I think you said it look nice, but you ain't really like it like that. But you was like, it look nice.
If it ain't growing out your scalp, I ain't gonna want it.
But you say it look nice. Yeah, you don't like so like I don't ever do like the whole sewing or the wig. He don't like none of that stuff. I used to wear weave a lot back in the day. That's why I was like, dang, I used to wear a bunch of weave.
You knew I didn't like it back then.
He was like, it don't look too bad.
But I told you this long time ago.
I know you don't like it.
Before we was married. But you still would do it.
If it's a certain hairstyle that's in, you know what I'm saying? Because sometimes it's stuff that be in the mix.
Like back in the day, you were like, well, this was quick. It's something quick that I could do.
And I don't be wanting to fool with my hair. Like, it'd be a whole lot. Especially when I had all that hair on my head, man. Like, it's a whole, like, now I got my little, because I have a whole little conditioning thing going on. But, yeah, it'd be a whole issue. The thing, but, how we are with our hair.
Yeah.
How long we been going, babe? Your kids have to get in the,
We're like 40-something minutes, so we can bring it to an end. Did you want to do the
bring
card?
it to the end?
Or you don't want to do the card at all?
We can do the cards. We can do it. Okay, so we are doing the Skin Deep, the long-term couples edition. Oh, I remember we asked that one before. I'm just trying to make sure.
Of course, they're not shuffled if you watch previous episodes. This is nothing new.
I don't know. Oh, that was right here. But you know what I think, though? I think some of these are like duplicates. Like, I think that some of the cards are like duplications. Like what Yeah.
It's not duplicate, baby.
I think some of them are. Like, if I sit here and go through these, like, and just sit here and go through, I think it's or it's super similar where it's like, that's really similar. You don't think so? What you looking at?
Yeah, step on that bug.
Oh my God! You know, Tata is my bug
Step
killer.
on it. Trace a bug killer too. He killed a bug in the room today.
He did. Tata is my bug killer. Oh my God, it's absolutely terrible. It's like a little beetle or something.
All right, baby, just come back to the podcast.
Oh my God, that just.
Creepy crawlers come out at night.
We have to put some of that. What's that stuff that you that little
kill 'em.
buzz, bro?
Just doing one.
You one or two. I don't know how the time looking. You tell me how long we been doing
I
it.
grabbed two just in case. See how fast it's going.
All right. I don't remember who asked who last time.
You can ask me first.
Okay. What is the hardest thing for you right now that I don't realize?
Well, hardest thing is the school situation, but I think you realize that. So, hardest thing for me that you don't realize. Transparent. So, you know what the hardest thing is.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
yeah, you
Each
know.
other, we know each other well.
Yeah,
I got it.
so that was a good, quick one.
You like you about to tube over. You're so sleepy.
Or staying awake. That's the hardest thing. What do
Yeah.
you know now that you wish you knew then? What do you know now that you wish you knew then?
That don't let I guess to always like remain positive, like even though like some stuff may not go your way, so to speak, or you may think something is supposed to go a certain way, like just ride the wave, like ride it out, you know what I'm saying? Like don't
See the forest for the trees.
that, you know, so like don't like just, I guess, like stop, or you know, just keep pushing, like just to kind of keep going on with certain stuff. That's what I
think one time I heard, I think the pastor said it. I'm sure it was Pastor Lockett that said it, but it's almost like if you're going through something and then you stop, if you stand in that same position, then the problem's going to still
be
occur.
there. Yeah,
You have to get through it, get out of it to see what the outcome is going to be, but never remain in that situation. You always got to kind of push forward. I kind of think about that when we like driving and I see people, like if it start raining real bad, people put on their hazard lights and they go to the side. I'm like, why you just going to sit there? Like the rain's going to keep coming. How long are you going to wait for the rain
to stop?
Yeah. Drive through the rain and eventually you're going to get out the rain. But that's just one thing that I kind of always remember. You can't sit still in a situation.
You gotta push forward.
Push through.
Yeah, and that's one thing. Like, you feel like sometimes you get comfortable in certain things, and sometimes you have to get uncomfortable for it to work. You know, for things to kind of transpire. So
that's what I always remember. Like, if something weird is happening, if I'm getting uncomfortable, I know God is kind of prepping me for something else.
Yeah, it's gonna be a shift.
A shift is about to occur. So sometimes you got to take pride in that difficult situation
and that uncomfortable
knowing
feeling.
that there's going to be some positivity on the outside.
And it's crazy because I'm like, you know, I'm kind of in between with stuff right now with, you know, certain stuff the past few months. So it's kind of like, this is like a weird feeling, but it's like, hey, but I know like this about to be bomb. Like, you know, So I'd be amazing.
Facts.
Okay. Next. What do I see in you that you don't see in yourself?
Nah. You know what? I just think because you always say that, Lamont, that I'm a determined person. If I say I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it. I'm just the type of person that's gonna see something to the end. And that's one thing that you kind of love about me. And I think a lot of times, even with myself, sometimes I think I'm my biggest critic, and sometimes I feel like, dang, although I've done X, Y, and Z, it's never been enough, And I just think I'm grateful for the support that you give me, because again, sometimes I'm hard on myself. Sometimes I feel like, okay, I do something that, okay, it's not quite at the level 10, it's a level 8. It's good, but it ain't where exactly I want it to be. But I know I can grow. I can, meet the right people. All it takes is that one person that you meet to get you to that next level. And sometimes I feel like, man, I done all this stuff throughout my life, but nothing has ever been that over the top successful for me. You know what I mean?
But you had some success.
I mean, I've had success,
major,
but I guess for myself, with me being my biggest critic,
you can always do more. You feel like, I can always do more.
Right, there's always more in store for me, and but I know you see me as like my potential is kind of limitless. So, yeah.
You got one more question for me?
One last one.
Or you be laid out on the floor.
What smells like us? What smells like us?
Rose petals and cocoa butter.
Rose petals, and that's a combination.
Ain't that good?
Rose petals and cocoa butter.
Smooth and sweet, baby.
Just like that.
Yes, baby.
Just like that.
Rose petals and cocoa butter.
All right,
that's
guys.
That's a good old combination.
Yep. So it is 9:33 p.m. our time. Kids' bedtime is 9:30.
And they on 10. They probably can't hear them, but you can hear like
sound like they jumping around.
Somebody is downstairs cutting up.
Probably Titus and Trice.
Yeah, always on too.
All right, guys. Well, we hope you enjoyed this episode. I try to make it a little bit longer for you since we missed a week.
But it's okay. We had good reasons, so it's okay.
Yeah, we're not getting paid for this anyway. So. It don't really matter. Do this whenever
we will
one
day though. We will get paid. Y'all gonna be paying for this. You wait.
We get paid. Y'all see us every week.
Wait every week. Shoot.
But until then, you get us when you get us. So we hope you enjoyed this episode number 25.
3 whole children
of Keeping the Knot Tied podcast. Continue to subscribe, comment, share, all that good stuff. Y'all know where to find us, so I ain't gonna tell you. You know where we are.
Yes.
So we'll see you next time for episode 26.
Yes.
Peace.